And we cut across to more breaking news coming in. The International Atomic Energy Agency has said on Tuesday that the latest satellite imagery shows some recent damage to entrance buildings at Iran's underground Natanz fuel enrichment plant. The agency has said that it does not expect any radiological consequences and has detected no additional impact at the facility itself, which was severely damaged during conflict in June.
On Monday, the UN nuclear watchdog IAEA said it had no indication that Iran's nuclear facilities were damaged in recent military attacks. In fact, it said they had no contact with Iran regarding that. And they said that regarding the status of the nuclear installations in Iran, up to now we have no indication that any of the nuclear installations have been damaged or hit. This was said by the IAEA chief, Grossi, but now it has been revised, and they say that some sites have been impacted, especially the Natanz site in Iran, which is the main uranium enrichment facility, has long been central to international concerns over Tehran's nuclear program, and it was one of the sites that was hit in June as well by US. And now it seems the damage has been to the access points of the Natanz facility. The exit and enter points are the points which are being considered that have been hit in this strike this time. And also importantly, Suesha, yesterday even the ambassador of Iran to IAEA had clearly stated that Natanz was hit. They had given that confirmation that Natanz facility has been hit. It is a uranium enrichment facility.
Oh yes, absolutely. And while we continue to get further details on that, on day 4 of the escalating Iran-Israel war, the spotlight has shifted sharply to Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Tehran has claimed that Israel struck the Natanz nuclear facility, a site central to its uranium enrichment program, calling it a dangerous and deliberate escalation. Iran's envoy, Reza Najafi, has accused Israel of directly targeting nuclear facilities, warning of serious consequences. The Iranian media has also reported loud explosions near the nuclear facility and the airbase in the central city of Isfahan.
However, the UN nuclear watchdog, which is the IAEA, it says it has seen no indication so far that Iran's nuclear sites have been successfully hit or impacted in terms of any radiological leakages that could happen. At the same time, the IAEA has cautioned that the risk of a radiological release cannot be ruled out, underscoring the gravity of the situation. US President Donald Trump, on the other hand, has hailed the operations, emphasizing that Iran will never have nuclear weapons and that Iran, with nukes, would be intolerable to US.
So far, no elevation of radiation levels above the usual background levels has been detected in countries bordering Iran. Regarding the status of the nuclear installations in Iran, up to now, we have no indication that any of the nuclear installations, including the Bushehr nuclear power plant, the Tehran research reactor, or other nuclear fuel cycle facilities have been damaged or hit.
Let me provide a brief update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us, nuclear weapons. We were the ones that were complaining. We were the ones that wanted it stopped. But everybody was behind us. They just didn't have the courage to say so. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people. Our country itself would be under threat, and it was very nearly under threat. I was very proud to have knocked out the Iran nuclear deal by President Barack Hussein Obama. That was a horrible, horrible, dangerous document. They would have had nuclear weapons 3 years ago, and they would have used them. But I'll not let that happen.
The mission of Operation Epic Fury is laser-focused. Destroy Iranian offensive missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy and other security infrastructure, and they will never have nuclear weapons. We're hitting them surgically, overwhelmingly, and unapologetically. With every passing day, our capabilities get stronger and Iran's get weaker. We set the terms of this war, from start to finish. Our ambitions are not utopian. They are realistic, scoped to our interests and the defense of our people and our allies.
And now the question on everyone's minds. When can we realistically look at the end of this war? India Today's Sandeep Unathan tells us who decodes the Israel-Iran strategy games as well as the weapons arsenal that could turn out to be key.
What weapons is Iran using to strike at all the Gulf Cooperative Council countries, the Arab sheikdoms throughout West Asia, and of course as far as west as Cyprus and of course Israel? Well, Iran has a very unique military in the sense that it has an extremely weak air force. It has air force that dates back to the 1970s and 80s. It has a coastal navy. It does not have conventional forces that other countries have. But what Iran has and what they have invested in over the years is a very strong drone, cruise missile, and a ballistic missile force. Now, one of the biggest weapons in Iran's arsenal is the Shahed 136 drone. Now, this is a one-way kamikaze drone, and Iran has perfected these in very large numbers. They build these very cheap, very inexpensive to build, something like $30,000 or $40,000. They carry an explosive charge of something like 50 kilometers out to 2,000 kilometers. I mean, that is how powerful this platform is. It's very cheap, it's easy to build, and Iran has built these in the tens of thousands. In fact, they're so good at building this platform that they have exported production lines of the Shahed 136 to the Russian Federation as well. They've set up production lines which the Russians have now produced, and they're using it in the Russia-Ukraine war. They call it the Geran, but of course, the father of all of that is the Shahed 136. Iran has used these against the Gulf countries of late. In the last 3 days, they've been showering Shahed 136s into the Emirates, into Kuwait, into Bahrain, all of these. It's a very low-cost, low-visibility, slow-moving, drone. It gets the job done as far as Iran is concerned. And it's so effective now that the United States has copied this model. They call it the low-cost, it's so effective now that the United States has copied this platform. They've deployed it and used it even in West Asia. They call it the Nukes, which is a reverse-engineered version of the Shahed 136. Now, Iran's second capability is for cruise missiles. Now, these are jet-powered cruise missiles of the something like the Russian Kh-55 is believed to be the origin of these cruise missiles, these Iranian cruise missiles. They're called the SOMAR, among many others, but this is one of the most effective ones. It has a range of over 1,000 kilometers. It is a turbojet-powered, slow-moving platform. This is something that Iran has in the thousands. And the third and the most effective part of Iran's IRGC aerospace forces, these are all under the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Council aerospace forces. They are all directly controlled by the aerospace forces. The third and the most important leg are the ballistic missiles. Now, these are solid and liquid fueled missiles that the IRGC operates on transporter erector launchers. They are both liquid fueled. The liquid fueled rockets, of course, carry more payload, more than a ton, 1 ton of high explosive. The solid fueled ones are, of course, faster. They fly faster with a lighter payload. So this is the third anchor of Iran's weapon, you can call it a triad. The Iranian military does not have, as I mentioned, they don't have a competent air force. They don't have warships. They don't have too many sophisticated warships. So they have invested in this so-called triad of weapons, which is low-cost kamikaze drones, cruise missiles, and of course, ballistic missiles of these liquid and solid fueled missiles. They have names like the Sejil and the Khorram Shaher. And this is what Iran has been using in the 12-day war to overwhelm Israel's missile defenses. And this triad of weapons is again something that Israel has, and this triad of weapons is something that Iran has been using in the current military operations in West Asia to retaliate for Israel's and the United States offensives against Iran. They have been firing these triad of weapons into countries starting from Cyprus to the west and Oman to the east. Something like 8 or 9 countries are in the firing line of all of these 3 weapon system platforms that Iran has developed over the years. It's a unique category of weapons. It is something that Iran has developed over the years. It is something that they have perfected and now they've exported to the rest of the world. So this essentially is what Iran has. If Iran were to lose any of these, this triad of weapons, then Iran becomes defenseless because, as I mentioned, they do not have a military as capable as the ones used by other countries. They have been under sanctions for several decades, but they have focused on these type of platforms to give them that edge. And today, if they're able to resist Israel and the United States, it's primarily because of this triad of weapon systems. So they have something like 5,000 ballistic missiles almost, 30 to 40,000 of these Shahed 136 type kamikaze drones, and several hundreds of these cruise missiles of the SOMAR class. And these are typically what make up Iran's arsenal, this aerospace forces run by the IRGC, and this is what makes them relevant in West Asia even today. And this is one reason that they have been able to continue fighting the fight.